Hey everybody, my name's Chris. Welcome to Casual Fragrances. If it's your first time clicking on this fragrance video, I really do appreciate it. So on my channel, we talk about fragrances, we do fragrance reviews, and we do free fragrance giveaways. So if this information sounds cool and helpful to you, cool. Show your support by clicking that subscribe button right now. I really do appreciate that. And if you enjoy this type of content towards the end of the video, cool. Hit that like button, leave a comment down below. So today's video, we're going to talk about a fragrance that's been talked about over and over, still to this day, 10 years later almost now, and it's called Aventus, the Holy Grail. So I recently got a bottle from oldfactory.com. I'll leave the link down below. I got my bottle for about $161. So it's a 50 ml bottle. Have it right here. So I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of this fragrance, how it performs on my skin, let you know if it's worth buying or sampling. So let's get this video started. Price, you're looking at around, I got mine for $160. They range between $160 to almost $200 for a 50 ml bottle. Sometimes you can get a 100 ml bottle for around $250 to $300. I'll leave all the websites down below where you can pick up a bottle at discounted route, because full retail you're looking at $435 to $500 for a bottle of Aventus. So it is expensive whether you go full retail or discount. Talk about the note breakdown. We have notes of black currant, we have Italian bergamot, we have French apple, we have pineapple, we have rose, we have dry birch, we have jasmine, patchouli, musk, oak moss, ambergris, and vanilla. Okay, so I'm going to spray it on a test strip first, then I'm going to spray it on my skin and let you know how I feel about the fragrance. On the test strip, you're definitely going to pick up a little bit of a smokiness on the test strip. You're definitely going to pick up that pineapple when you open it. You're definitely going to get a freshness with that Italian bergamot. So this opens up a very fresh fragrance. But it is going to be combined with some pineapple. It's going to give you some of a fruitiness in this fragrance, and you're going to definitely get some smokiness in the fragrance. Some people may not like the smokiness. It might seem too heavy, might seem too masculine, but overall, the opening is very good. It's going to catch your nose. You're going to catch whiffs and be like, oh, I like this fragrance. The middle of the fragrance, you're definitely going to pick up some more of the freshness, but it's going to be toned down some. You're definitely going to get more of that birchiness. You're going to get some more of that smokiness. You're definitely going to pick up some more of that pineapple in it. Well, in my batch, I get more pineapple, and we'll talk about batches later on in this video in case you're not sure about, ladies and gentlemen. There are different batch variations with Aventus. And the mid is very good too. It's kind of calmed down in the mid after a few hours of projection. It's going to calm down. You're definitely going to get whiffs of it still, but it's not going to be as loud as the beginning is. And then in the dry down to mid, you're definitely going to pick up some ambergris. You're going to pick up some musk in it. And on my skin, I get a lot of musk and vanilla in the dry down. So it gives off a little bit of a sweetness with the vanilla, but not much. More of a masculine with the musk and ambergris. Now I'm going to spray it on my skin. Nice sprayer too. These are good sprayers. I will admit they do have good sprayers with Aventus. Definitely with my skin, I get that very heavy birch smokiness on my skin. I do get some freshness in the background, but that birch and that pineapple kind of pop right off of my skin, and it's noticeable. Like as soon as I spray it, it's like boom, it's in the air. It's off my skin. It's a big cloud around me right now after I just sprayed it. And it's pleasant. This is how I feel about it. I feel, personally to me, people say this is king, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, because each person is going to feel different about Aventus. So I know my friend Steven from Red Aless, and shout out to Steven, this was his wedding day scent for him and his wife. So this fragrance means a lot more to him than it would to me. So I can't say anything negative about the scent. Personally, to me, it has been overhyped in the community for almost 10 years now. And is it worth the price of $400 to $500? Well, that's going to depend on you if you have that type of finances. If you want to get discounted, awesome, great price. I got mine for $160. So I can say, yeah, the price I got it for was great. $160, 50 ml bottle. I probably won't even go through this full bottle. But as a reviewer, I'm happy to have this bottle in my collection to review on my channel. So let's talk about the performance. Projection off of me, I'm getting 2 to 3 hours of projection, and it's very strong projection. It pushes for that first 2 to 3 hours, and I get noticed with this fragrance. People like this fragrance. This is a highly complimented fragrance. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but yes, it does garner compliments. For that price point, it should, and it delivers. Whether you pay full retail or discounted, it's going to garner you compliments. People around you are going to like this fragrance. I'm not saying that everybody's gonna love it. I'm just saying the people that are around me that have smelled off my skin from work to going out running errands, they get whiffs of this fragrance and they do like it. Even during quarantine, I know. I don't want to get close to people, but people can still get whiffs of this fragrance. This is not a lackluster fragrance. It's a performing beast off of my skin. Longevity. I'm getting about 8 to 9 hours on my skin, and I have no complaints with that. By the 8 to 9 hour mark, it's closer to the skin, but I can still get whiffs of it. You know, catch whiffs of the fragrance still, but it's closer to the skin. But it's good. So that first I would say 2 to 7 hours on my skin, it's good there. I get whiffs of it, and it leaves a nice sillage. But when it gets to the 8 to 9 hour mark, it kind of dreads down more, where it has to be closer to the skin as a skin scent. But I can still smell this fragrance. I can still detect the fragrance off of my skin. Seasons and occasions. Okay, so for me personally, this can be a signature scent all season long, from January all the way till December. If you want one signature scent, if you're going into the niche world from the designer world, so say if you had Dior Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel, Versace Dylan Blue, fragrances like that, and you're tired of wearing them and you want to step your game up to niche quality, Creed Aventus is the way to go for all year round. For 12 months out there, you can wear this fragrance every single day. And most people are going to like it. It's a mass appealing scent, yes. Does it have good performance? Well, on my skin, it does. It's going to vary per batch, so please keep that in mind. Longevity and projection will vary between different batches, but it does the job. You can go nose blind to this fragrance, so please keep that in mind when you try out this fragrance. You may smell it for the first hour, then it might go away, and then pop right back in your face like 2-3 hours. You can smell it again. So you will go nose blind because some of the notes in this fragrance can tend to make you go nose blind to it, so please keep that in mind. Occasions. You can wear it dressed up or dressed down. There's not a wrong time not to wear this. I mean, if you wear it dressed up with a suit, you're going to be good. You're going to be good to go, ready to go. People are going to think highly of you wearing a nice suit, get a haircut, trim your beard, you know, looking the part, you know, dressing in a nice suit and some nice dress shoes and a nice tie, you know, looking sharp for your date or for a business meeting or for a business party or something like that you guys have. You're going to look sharp. You're going to be looked the part. With this fragrance here is going to add a more boost of confidence for you, and you'll be able to talk to people. People are going to like the fragrance you're wearing and probably ask what you're wearing because they probably haven't smelled it before. My ratings and final thoughts. So ratings for this, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It does everything it's supposed to do. Now, me personally, you know, I have to step out of how I feel about the fragrance, but as a person that would try this fragrance out if I wasn't a reviewer, it does everything above. Performance, check. Longevity, check. Compliment factor, check. People around me like the fragrance, check. It's mass appealing, yes. It checks all the boxes. The price point is expensive, so I can't give it a perfect 10 out of 10 because it's going to be different prices if you go to discounter route. I got mine for $161, so it's perfect for a 9 out of 10 because the price point I got it for was under $200. I got a 50 ml bottle and it performs on my skin. Some batches don't perform well on my skin. I've tried other batches from samples I've had. Even I went to the Creed Boutique and tried it out. It didn't last long. This batch lasts. Mine is a 2019 batch, ladies and gentlemen, and I have the box right here, and the batch code for my box is CM4219U01. It's my batch code for my bottle of Creed Aventus. It's 2019 batch. I'm not sure about different batch variations because they will vary per person, so please keep that in mind. There are some smokier batches, there is some fruitier batches, some more pineapple heavy batches, so definitely if you get a chance, go to Creed Boutique, try out this fragrance if you can, or pick up samples so you can get some type of an idea of how the fragrance smells, because if you haven't smelled it, you may not like this fragrance. I will not say to blind buy because it costs too much money, but you should definitely get to a Creed Boutique or try to order samples. They do have a fragrance a Creed addiction group down below. I'll leave a link if I remember, where you can get samples of this or decants and try it out because you may not like this fragrance. My final thoughts is that I prefer Creed Aventus Cologne over this or Creed Viking, me personally. But for a person that's going into the world of Creed that wants a mass appealing fragrance, that wants a compliment getter fragrance, some people call it pan drop. I won't go that far with it, but people do like it. I've received 4 to 5 compliments. I received 4 to 5 compliments wearing this fragrance out when I was testing it for 10 days. And most of the time it was mainly guys smelling off me when I was running errands for work or for shopping, you know, stuff, doing day-to-day errands. Guys like this fragrance off me and they were gonna buy themselves bottles at the discounted price because I gave them the websites, but people do like this fragrance, so it checks all the boxes. Me personally, I don't think it's better than Creed Aventus Cologne or Creed Viking, but if somebody said, hey, is this worth getting samples of, I would say yes. It does all the jobs and most people like it, and I like having it in my collection too. As a reviewer, I like to have this in my collection. I'm not saying I love this fragrance, because I do not love this fragrance at all, but I do enjoy wearing it, and I do enjoy getting the compliments wearing this fragrance, so it meets all the standards to be a perfect, somewhat king fragrance people want to call it. That's it. I'm not going to hate on the fragrance because it does all the above. My pros and cons, and we're going to wrap this thing up. So, my pros in this fragrance: smells great. No problem with that. If you like to know the bergamot, pineapple, birch, the opening is very nice. It is very mass appealing. It's going to seal you in where you want to buy this fragrance. The other pro is the performance. Performance on me, this batch here works great. Like I said, 2 to 3 hours of projection very nicely. I get whiffs of it when I'm turning my head and everything. And I do about 1, 2, 3 sprays. And then I do about 1, 2 sprays on my wrist. So, the other plus with this fragrance is that it does garner compliments. People around me do enjoy this fragrance. Now we're going to jump right into the cons. Okay, so con number 1, the price. It fluctuates on discounted and it's overpriced at full retail. The other con, different batch variations will drive you crazy. You'll be aggravated trying to figure out what batch you want, or the sample you get may not be the same batch or bottle you buy later. It's going to have that type of smell, but it might have a different batch variation, or it might smell different on your skin, so please keep that in mind. That's something that might drive you crazy or get aggravated when you actually buy a full size 50 ml or 100 ml bottle. The other kind is not very available at like a local Macy's or Sephora. You have to literally go to a Creed boutique to try this out, or get samples through the Facebook group, or try to find websites that sell decants of this fragrance for samples. The other con is that you are going to spend a good amount of money buying this, and if you haven't smelled it before, please do not blind buy it, because you're definitely going to regret blind buying this if you don't like these type of notes, or it doesn't perform on your skin, or you go nose blind to fragrance, because some people do go nose blind, which I have done before, where I don't smell it for a little bit and then I'm walking around and bam, I smell it again on my skin. So please keep that in mind. I hope I covered everything in this video for you, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of the day, you need to get yourself a sample first, or go to a Creed boutique when stores open back up during this quarantine time and try this out for yourself. I'll leave links down below to places where I know you can get 100% sample legit and see if you like this fragrance. At the end of the day, I feel like you are definitely going to like this fragrance. I'm not saying is it worth buying at full retail or discounted. It's going to be your choice at the end of the day. I'm happy to have this in my collection to review with other fragrances, but at the end of the day, this is my favorite Creed fragrance. I would say it's Viking, or I would say it's Creed Aventus Cologne. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel about Creed Aventus? Leave your comments down below. If you like this type of content and not subscribed to my channel, hope you show your support by clicking that red subscribe button on the bottom of the screen, hitting that like button if you really enjoy this type of content, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.